Good afternoon, everyone. Youngstown police are starting the new week trying to solve a horrible shooting on the city's east side that's left a little boy dead.
The Army Corps of Engineers asking people to use extra caution when hitting the water this summer.
Now, this comes after 2 incidents over the weekend, including a drowning at Mosquito Lake State Park.
Jeff knows all the words.
There he is.
This guy sort of ziplined from the top
Right on down.
right down to the valley.
It is
his career.
Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
In sports, Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin and the Steelers dealing with a number of hurt linebackers.
Well, a family from Canfield concerned about a picture of their daughter floating around on Facebook.
Well, it's not the actual picture that bothers them, however, it's the message that's going along with it. Well, a new state-of-the-art breast care center is officially open at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center in Youngstown. Natalie Jovanovich is live outside of the new Joni Abdu Comprehensive Breast Care Center with more on how this will impact cancer care here in the Valley. Good afternoon, Natalie. Beginning today, those with outstanding criminal cases in the area will have a chance to make things right with the legal system. We begin with breaking news this noon out of Canfield, where police are searching for the person responsible for the murder of a local teacher. Our Jerry Ricciuti live in Canfield with the very latest developments in this case. Good afternoon, Jerry.
Jeff, back to you.
Jerry, thank you. And as Jerry said, the suspect in this murder is 62-year-old Robert McLaughlin of Paynesville. He was released from jail back in June after serving time for pandering, obscenity, and possession of criminal tools for a case involving a Canfield teacher. However, we're not able to confirm if this teacher is the victim of today's murder. We're told the teacher in that case started receiving harassing and obscene emails and then learned flyers and cards containing her name and personal information, as well as fabricated graphic and obscene claims about her, were being distributed all around the area. Again, if you have seen this man, his name is McLaughlin, Robert McLaughlin of Paynesville, you are asked to call Canfield Police. And we are continuing to follow this story. You can get the latest developments on our website, WKBN.com, as well as tonight on First News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Also, new developments in the execution of Trumbull County killer Charles Lorraine. The U.S. Supreme Court has rejected Ohio's request to put Lorraine to death by refusing to overrule lower court rulings that put the execution on hold. Lorraine's attorneys say the state strayed too far from its execution policies to be trusted to carry out the death sentence for now. The Office of Attorney General Mike DeWine argues that minor deviations in policy don't mean the system is unconstitutional. DeWine says without the Supreme Court action, Ohio is in danger of having dozens of executions delayed on a case-by-case basis. Now to another disturbing story, this one out of Youngstown, where a young college student is hospitalized after he was nearly beaten to death earlier this week. Our Damon Maloney live at Youngstown State University with more on this story. Good afternoon, Damon.
More. Good. Nice. And then we jog it down. We repeat this for about 10 minutes, keeping up that intensity as long as you can until you need to rest.
Oh, man.
My tip is find a log that's hollow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be a lot easier.
goodness.
That was probably like a 30 to 45 pound log that I had, and hers was maybe like a 10 to 15 pound log.
Yeah, but still, how much you've worked with Amber.
Yeah.
I've never heard her even
Yeah.
huff, not at all. And when she's working right alongside you,
Well,
that must have been grueling.
It was pretty
because
grueling,
You could hear
yeah.
her breathing, and that tells you she was getting a workout.
Well, we also did that on like the hottest, most humid day of the week last
Which
week.
we've had
when
a lot
when
of.
we taped that, so
Yeah.
it was not fun to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Of
the
course
other
I
thing
picked
is
that day.
it's hard just to lift up a log that's
Yeah.
made the way it is.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it the balance.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're really working hard.
Yeah, that's why like when I first picked that up, I almost dropped it because I was like trying to curl it and it almost fell out of my hands.
Now, something about, she mentioned about, you know, if you're traveling, try to
Yeah.
take in the countryside to do
Right,
that.
right.
Make sure that you check with the local people as to the neighborhoods that you can go and
Right.
do
Yeah.
this in.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so the thing that we pointed out is that Mill Creek Park. You know, it's
a great place to do
such
anything.
Right.
great place. I mean, there's so many different trails and stuff to go on and
Yeah.
everything.
So
and
many different ways to vary your routine,
Yeah.
too.
And you were at Lake Newport, you
Lake
said?
Newport, yeah,
Okay.
right by the lake. In fact, when I was throwing that log up the hill, it accidentally went over the cliff and it almost went in the water. So I
my
almost had to
goodness.
go for a swim.
Yeah.
But we're going to have more tips next week. That's just a sampling of what we did.
Different
I can tell you,
idea.
it's probably one of the best workouts I ever did
Oh, I bet.
with her, and just ever, just because it was so different.
Right.
And, you know, it was
And you're
fun,
pushing yourself
yeah.
without realizing you're pushing yourself,
Yeah.
really, at that point. Really,
most
very
picturesque,
interesting.
too. Yeah.
Don't go alone, though. Go with a partner.
Oh, yes.
I would never.
She mentions to
Yeah.
do that. She
Yeah.
did say,
Good thing.
don't do
Because
it
you never know.
alone.
I mean, since you're out there, you could hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jeff. It's still ahead, though, on First News this morning.
A year after indictments were dismissed in the Oak Hill corruption case, Ohio's highest court ordering documents be made available to the public. We'll have the details straight ahead. Shooting in Warren appears to have turned fatal. Our print partner, the Tribune Chronicle in Warren, is reporting the teenage girl shot Saturday night has now died. Police say the 17-year-old was found lying in the street in the 2000 block of Hamilton Avenue Southwest. According to witnesses, the victim was shot in the head by someone in a dark-colored SUV, which then sped away down Austin Avenue. Her name still not being released. So far, police have not named any suspects. This marks Warren's third shooting in a week. Police in Hubbard searching for a man in connection with the robbery. It happened around noon Saturday at the Rite Aid on West Liberty Street. Police say when the clerk went to open the register, the suspect jumped over the counter, grabbed about $400, then fled the scene. Suspect described as a black man in his 30s wearing a black t-shirt and red shorts. If you have any information, you're asked to call Hubbard Police at the number on your screen. It was a scary situation for the employee working that night, but it could have been a lot worse. Take a look at where the bullet went through, right next to where the cashier usually stands. Usually the doors are locked on the club, but apparently the robbers busted their way through as one of the members was entering. This is where the thieves came in through, this door. It has 2 locks and an alarm system. Unfortunately, that night, neither lock was on and the alarm wasn't set. Neighbors report that several homes have been either burglarized or broken into in the last several months, and they're glad that somebody has finally taken a stand against crime. Good afternoon, Damon. We're here on Perry Highway, just outside of Mercer, where they're searching for 80-year-old Don Mayaker. Now, as you can see, search crews, friends, family, even complete strangers have come out to find the 80-year-old. He went missing on Friday and he was walking near his home. He was last seen walking along Perry Highway here. Now the search party started gathering at 9 o'clock this morning. This is just a small fraction of the people that are out here searching. There are other people searching all over this area to maybe see if they can find him. So far, no luck, but search crews, when they do find something, they all stop. They look to see what it is. If it's nothing that is significant, then they move on. We'll, of course, have complete coverage. We also talked to Mayaker's son. We'll have all that tonight on First News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Reporting in Mercer County, Jeff Levkulich, Damon, back to you.